So we're going to give this a shot. This is going to be old school monster life, I guess. This is how we build a monster truck when we're piss poor and don't have enough money to do it. So I'm standing in the Earthquake Shaker Racing World Headquarters right now. It's about a 20 by 25 carport or carriage house. It was built in 1933. And this is how we work. So it's cramped, it's cluttered, there's crap strewn everywhere, but if you want to build a monster truck, this is the bare minimum of what you need. So let me take you for a tour. Here's where most of the magic goes down. That's my workbench. There's sorted scrap metal on the floor from other fabrication projects. If I don't have enough room to build it right there in that floor, I have to go out in the driveway. This is a 1923 C cab that I've been working on. That started out as flat sheet metal and square tube, and I hand fabricated that entire thing. Hopefully in the next couple months I'll have it finished. I've been putting it off for a while. Anyway, barely have enough room to get it all in there. Over here, that is my press brake that I made out of some scrap metal in my press. Toolbox, chop saw, cut bench, which also doubles for engine parts layout down here at the end. There's the injection system that will eventually go on Earthquake. Some parts that didn't really make it. My truck eats shocks. Metal brake, tubing roller, bead roller, shrinker stretcher. There is a metal shrinker, there is a metal stretcher. It's how you bend radiuses in sheet metal. Sanitation department. Inventory of scrap steel. Tubing bender. And my most favorite piece of equipment, my milling machine. Don't give me a bunch of crap about how dirty it is. I just got done with a project. I haven't cleaned it up yet. Believe it or not, that pile of crap right there is the new engine for Earthquake. I'll eventually clean it off here in a little bit and start finishing up, putting it back together. That other pile of crap there is my welder. Yeah, it's crowded in here. Some bigger pieces of sheet metal. And that's it. Oh, when it gets really, really cold out, that's the stove. That's what keeps us warm. Let's go outside. Yeah, I know I got a toilet in my yard. Don't judge. I'll get rid of it eventually. Okay. Here is my high-tech workspace. Yeah, this is a driveway. Right there. That's where Earthquake was built. Right there. In front of that little bitty garage. There's my transport tires there. My wife's car. Our camper. And of course the big guy himself. Anyway. See how the driveway is stained a brown or orange color? That's rust. That is iron oxide from all the metal shavings and filings that have landed on the driveway and then got wet with rain. Old school life. This little bad boy is my shop crane. Not to be confused with an engine hoist, because a shop crane can lift big heavy things. An engine hoist can't. And we have monster truck pieces and parts strewn everywhere. set of deuce axles, some tires, the old front clip off a Wild Hare, minus the fender. I think somebody knows where that went. Yep, that's it. This is Shaker Racing World Headquarters. This is where we make the magic happen. Here we are in front of Earthquake. I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour about the truck, tell you how I built it and the reasons why I did certain things I did, and we'll just take it from there. I'll give you a little tour around the place, around the property, and get to see everything monster truck related, and that'll be our first installment of Old School Monster Life, and we'll just take it from there. It's quite a bit bigger than it was last year. We now have 5-ton axles. I wanted a set of Outlaw 2s, so I had the centers cut, and then I cut the old centers out of the wheels and welded these in. Brake guards, a la Jeff Strand and Thunder Beast. I saw that design and really liked it, so I kept it. I kept something from Everett Jasmer. He had full width axles and set the hubs further into the wheels. That takes a lot of strain off of the knuckles. And then I braced the hell out of everything. So we have gussets galore. There's 250 pounds of plate steel welded to each axle. Not total, each one. Made a set of wheel tethers. Marty Garza gave me the ideas for those. They work great. Well, I hope they work great. They look great. I haven't tested them yet, and I really don't want to. The ladder frame idea, how I set the ladder frame above the stock frame. Everybody calls that a body lift. That's incorrect. That is a ladder frame on top of the stock frame. No body lift. Body sits right on the bushing right there. No lift. Anyway, if you think that's wrong, you know, Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger did it too. Southern Sunshine looks like that. But right now it's a 460 C6 automatic. There's a Profab drop box, which I absolutely love. Quick change gears are awesome. Everybody asked me about this, so I'm going to go through it. When you have a leaf spring suspension, the shackles mounted at the back allow the spring, as it flexes, to grow. The spring actually gets longer. Well, if the spring gets longer, the axle will move back a couple inches. The only problem is, if the traction bar is solid mounted, it won't allow the spring to move. So that's how we fixed it. There's a steering ram here. We put some -6 hose in it, and you can control how fast it works by changing the viscosity of the fluid or opening up the holes or opening up the size of the hose. Right now I have it set pretty loose because I want it to move around. Out of those spring packs, I'm getting about 14 inches of travel. Out of these spring packs, which I just put back in the truck, I'm getting about 10 inches of travel. Not bad for a leafer. Actually, pretty darn good for a leafer. The steering pump is out of Barefoot 3, aka Mr. Bad. Ted Hutchins donated that to the cause, and I'm eternally grateful for that. This truck is very unique in the fact that it has a modern style cage and a bunch of crap in the interior, apparently. Four-wheel steering, containment seat. I don't know if you can see it. Harnesses, helmet, the whole deal. Not your average old school truck, but we're trying to keep old school trucks safe, so we went a little nuts on this one. And my battery's probably dead because I never killed the battery, and I have a slow drain. This thing here is a snatch bumper, basically spring-loaded. It's for farm use, but it works great. I can pull against a sled without jarring my teeth loose. My backup alarm and buzzer. I'm going to add a second set of shocks to the rear because I think that one shock on each corner in the back is not helping me out compressing the springs. I need to slow it down a little bit. But I finally got my bump stops in the back. And that's Earthquake. Really not much to it. It's a big 1975 Ford F-250. It is a real high boy with a high boy frame. And we're still weeding out the last few things it needs to pass MTRA Tech, but we're almost there. We have wheel tethers, we have the backup alarm, we have the kill switch, we have the panic button inside, we have the RII, we have wheel tethers. I'm missing the transmission blanket, the drive shaft cages, and a couple other things I can't remember. But there it is. And this was built right there. It's not that bad on a nice, sunny, well, overcast day like today, but I'm here to tell you, in 5-degree weather when it's sleeting last winter, it kind of sucked. Sucked quite a bit, actually. Let's go around the other side of the building and see what we can find over there. Okay, here's around the other side. A couple of spare 5-ton drives. Tiffany's not very happy about them sitting over top of the peonies like that, but now that they sprouted for the year, I just got to leave the axles there for fear of killing the plants. I'll clean them out this fall. The axles, not the plants. Another set of 5 tons over there. There they are. Another set of 5-ton drives. Another old wheel. Just more junk. And here is probably one of the most notorious haulers in the monster truck industry. It's been called Old Blue. I dubbed it Mungo because it's big, it's ugly, and powerful. It's only caught fire on me a couple times, so there's that. I guess I gotta move it, it's kind of sinking into the ground. Still starts, runs, and drives, but it doesn't really stop, so I can't use it anymore. I could fix the brakes, but by the time I get everything else done, I could buy another truck. Ooh, hey, where's my focus? My trailer set up for monster truck hauling. There's my corral up front where I can just throw the tires. My tire crane, so I can pick the stupid things up and get them on the deck. It's been a good trailer. Newer rough cut oak deck. Mungo used to be a box truck. Well, he used to be a log truck. And then they put the box on it and used it as storage. And then they turned it into living quarters, which is why the back of it's all covered up like that. Mungo has hauled, it was built to haul Mopar Magic. Then it hauled Gunslinger. Then it hauled their ride truck, Energizer. Then it hauled Bad News Travels Fast. Then it hauled the Bluegrass Stomper, Joe Nicter's first truck. Well, one of his trucks. And then it hauled Joe Nicker's Stomper, the one he runs now, and now it's hauling Earthquake. Built in the mid-'80s, and its only job ever was to pull monster trucks around. That's another reason I don't really want to use Mungo anymore, because while it could be a good truck, I'm afraid to ruin all that history. And we've had some memories in Mungo too, so he needs to be in a museum. He truly does. No telling how many millions of miles are on this poor old truck. But it's still a good runner. So that's it. Welcome to the old school monster truck life. Hope you enjoyed the tour. We'll try and do a little bit more of these videos. I don't know, some of the more interesting things that happen here, I'll try to get it on video, but you never know. I'm usually cursing, screaming, throwing things. But yeah, thanks for watching.